Canada is not backing down after the Trump-led American betrayal of Canada as an ally. By the way, Donald Trump continues to attack Canada, notwithstanding the fact that Donald Trump backed down for now on his tariff threat against Canada. Look, Canadians right now, they're still boycotting American products. They're buying Canada right now. In addition, there's a Canadian travel boycott which developed organically, which could cost the United States at least $2.1 billion in tourism dollars, according to the U.S. Travel Association, and it may in fact be more than that. I don't even think the U.S. Travel Association understands the scope of the Canada boycott. They're not coming to the United States of America unless they're forced to. One, they want to boycott the United States. Two, they just don't think the United States is safe right now with Donald Trump gutting the FAA and any semblance of regulations and a government ensuring the safety of the people. Look what Donald Trump posted over the weekend yet again. More taunts against Canada. Donald Trump backed down when Prime Minister Trudeau united Canada in a coalition against him. Donald Trump did not impose the tariffs yet, but Donald Trump said that there would be a 30-day extension. So what? Donald Trump can try to control and abuse Canada and Canadians even more. Just look at what Donald Trump posted on Sunday. He reposted this article from Mediaite, which says Justin Trudeau says on Hot Mic that Trump was not joking about annexing Canada, that Trump really wanted to conquer Canada and make it the 51st state. So by Donald Trump posting this, Donald Trump once again continues to threaten Canada, conquering Canada, annexing Canada. And so Canadians are like, screw these people. No offense to the, Americans, I think is what the Canadian view is. We know that not all of you are Trump supporters, but, you voted for this guy and he's out there right now attacking us. We have to defend ourselves and you've betrayed us. See you later, America. Canada is united now, still more than ever. Let me just show you some of these incredible clips of some Canadian leaders, like the Minister of Employment, Workforce Development and Labor of Canada. Here's Steve McKinnon. Here, play this clip.
Canada's free. Canada is sovereign. Canada will choose its own destiny. Thank you very much. But Canada is forever. So Canada will make its choices. Canada, as we all know, we have regions, we have political differences, we have debates, we have lively question and answer sessions. But Canada is united on one thing, its pride in being Canadian. And we will always, always, always stand up for this country, for its people, and for the ability to make our choices for ourselves.
Here is the Honorable Francois-Philippe Champagne. Here he is right here. He is the Minister of Innovation, Science, and Industry, saying that Canada's sovereignty, it's not a debate here. We're not having these discussions about becoming the 51st state. Canada united. America should take note that Canada is more united now than ever and will stand up to bullies. Here, play this clip.
We're going to defend our workers and our industry, and we will always defend our sovereignty. And I think if one thing that they've seen in Washington is that they know that we can stand up for Canada, and no one should put in question the sovereignty of Canada.
Do you think he wants to annex Canada point blank?
Listen, my job is to remind them that no one can break the will of Canadian and the pride of Canadians and the sovereignty of Canada. This is not going to happen. And the way we can convey that message in Washington is by being strong, by being resilient, and by doing the things that we've just talked about.
And one of the things that they're doing in Canada, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and others are focusing a lot on strengthening their relationships with reliable allies like those in the European Union. Prime Minister Trudeau announced he will travel to Paris and Brussels to participate in the AI Action Summit and Canada-EU leaders meeting, where he will advance progress on international trade, artificial intelligence, and transatlantic cooperation. Here is Canadian Trade Minister over here talking about Canada deepening its ties to the European Union. Let's play it.
Since CETA is coming into force, so our trade agreement, we've seen a 65% growth between trade between Canada and the European Union. We have seen two-way foreign direct investment in the order of about $445 billion. And what we actually talked about was, what can we do better? What can we do more? Because trade agreements are one thing, and we have seen really great numbers, but what more can we be doing to help Canadian businesses enter into any of the 27 member states that's here in the European Union? What more can we do to do the same in Canada for European businesses? We are pleased that...
Let's chat more about that travel boycott, if you will. U.S. Travel Association warns of economic tourism disaster after thousands of Canadian tourists canceled trips in protest. Canadian travelers decided to fight back against the announcement by Donald Trump to impose the tariffs. The travel boycott, in addition to other boycotts raised by Canadians frustrated with how Trump's been behaving, is targeting American tourism. The U.S. Travel Association warned that the U.S. government's move to impose these tariffs against neighboring countries will lead to an economic tourism disaster. But regardless of whether the tariffs are imposed, Canada is boycotting traveling to U.S. And look, put in the comments below right now if you're from Canada and you boycotted, if you canceled your trip, share your story. I'll read those in another video that I'm going to make. But Trump's tariffs on Canada is going to drive down the volume of Canadian visitation and tourist spending in the United States. David Eby, the Premier of British Columbia, said Canadians should really be thinking carefully about spending money in the United States. The Flight Centre, Canada's largest travel agency, told Forbes it has seen a surge of customers already canceling U.S. vacations and rebooking elsewhere. Even a 10% reduction in Canadian inbound travel could translate to 2 million fewer visits, which would mean $2.1 billion in lost spending and 140,000 jobs jeopardized in the hospitality and related sectors, according to USTA projections. That's, by the way, why I said I thought the USTA projections were low. I think Canada and Canadians will be boycotting far more than a 10% reduction. 10% would mean $2.1 billion because Canada spends about $20 to $22 billion a year in tourism to the United States. I wouldn't be surprised if the damage will be closer to $10 to $15 billion when Canadians say we're not going to the United States, period. It is a scarlet letter for Canadians to come to the United States and to support an America led by Donald Trump, who taunts it and wants to conquer it and make it a 51st state. In the top 5 most visited states by Canadians, Florida, California, Nevada, New York, and Texas. And Florida, Nevada, Texas voted red in this upcoming election, or in this previous election. And I'm just getting comments from a ton of people basically saying we are not doing it. We're not going to the U.S., our Canadian followers. And by the way, to our Canadian supporters, look, we here at the MeidasTouch Network stand in solidarity with you for democracy, for peace. We want peaceful relationships with Canada, but we understand that America is currently led by an authoritarian regime that has made it very dangerous here in the United States. There's like plane crashes happening, it seems like almost every other day, train, issues, a ton of stuff. And now they're gutting the CDC, they're gutting NIH, they're gutting all of these things. We got a measles outbreak in Texas right now in red state areas where people are not getting vaccines. And look, our top officials here continue to go on TV and mock Canada. Here is Mike Walls, the National Security Advisor. This was from the weekend. This is from Sunday, talking about conquering Canada, taking it over. making it the 51st state, stealing its sovereignty. Here, play the clip.
Canada, in a closed-door meeting with business leaders, outgoing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau warned that President Trump is serious about annexing Canada to make it the 51st state. Is he right? Is President Trump serious about planning to annex Canada?
Look, I think the Canadian people many of them would love to join the United States with no tariffs, with lower taxes. And I have all kinds of neighbors down in Florida that are Canadians that are escaping many of the liberal policies and have moved in. But look, what we're talking about
yes
here
or
is
no? First of all, I think some
American
Canadians would disagree with you.
in the Western Hemisphere.
I think some Canadians would disagree with you. But just yes or no, is he planning to annex
part
Canada?
Of his policy. Well, I don't think there's any plans to invade Canada, if that's what you're talking about. But there is a lot of people that like what we have in the United States and do not like the last 10 years of liberal progressive governance in Trudeau. But really what you're seeing is a reassertion of American leadership in the Western Hemisphere, from the Arctic all the way down to the Panama Canal. And that's what we're talking about, from Greenland to Arctic security, to the Panama Canal coming back under the United States. America has avoided our own hemisphere, where we have the energy, the food, and the critical minerals for way too long. And you're seeing a reassertion of President Trump's leadership.
The New York Post has reported.
And finally, let me show you this right here. This went viral from Todd Maffin. There are 23,000 grocery stores in Canada, and people in Canada are not buying American products. They're buying Canada. In Canada, they have the stickers, of which are Canadian, which are American. Here, I'll let Todd explain it to you. Play the clip.
I'm at one of Canada's grocery stores, and Americans lean in a little. You see these? These are new. They're everywhere now. Oh, and by the way, you notice something else about them? Do you see something else about them? Maybe I'll back up. Would this help if I back up? All the Canadian products are at eye level now. That didn't used to be. You want to know where the American products are? They're down here at the bottom. You want to know why they're at the bottom? Because they're not selling. You know why they're not selling? Because we're not buying them. We may be proud. We may be polite. We are not pushovers. I'm at one of Canada's 23,000 grocery stores. This is happening everywhere. Sorry.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think about all of this. Share your story. If you're from Canada, I want to hear your story about not showing up and not taking trips. Let me know, not coming here. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.